Are you requesting that the Attorney General's office reimburse your attorney for her fees, sir?
Madera Prado.
Mr. Madera, is your gross income $6,925.70?
Yes, ma'am.
And are you in agreement to pay child support in the amount of $1,250 a month?
Yes, ma'am.
And the state made a previous error. The start date would be October 1st, 2024. Are you in agreement with that?
So starting October 1st?
October 1st, 2024.
If that's what the agreement is, yeah, no, I don't have an issue.
Okay. And
but the difference, I'm sorry, the difference that is gonna be between the old one and this one, it's gonna be covered, or I had to like send the money back, or how it's gonna process that way?
this amount would be charged starting from October 1st when
Yeah.
you have the first initial hearing.
Okay.
Okay. Sir, you filed an original answer requesting attorney fees from the Attorney General's office. Is that correct?
Did I file one? I'm sorry.
An original answer requesting attorney fees?
I don't understand what the attorney fees is.
Are you requesting that the Attorney General's office reimburse your attorney for her fees, sir?
No, ma'am, I didn't request that.
Okay, so you're not requesting attorney fees from the Attorney General's office?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Ms. Palmer, questions for Mr. Madera?
Thank you, Your Honor. Christian, I'm showing you what has been marked. Your Honor, may I share the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm showing you what's been marked as Exhibit F1. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, ma'am.
And is it an accurate summary of what you're asking for today? Other
Yes,
than child support amount, sorry.
yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you're in agreement that child support would be $1,250, but you understand you would start off behind because you haven't been paying $1,250 since October. So you're wanting it to start October 1st, or are you asking for it to start maybe December 1st?
Now that I understand that, I will say that December 1st, so I won't be behind.
Okay. Your other issue with the CSRP order was the medical, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have health insurance
Yes,
through your
ma'am.
employer? Your Honor,
Yes.
at this time, I move to enter Exhibit F1.
Any objection?
No, Your Honor.
Submitted?
Sorry about that. Okay, now I'm showing you, Christian, what's been marked as Exhibit F3. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is weekly amounts that you're charged, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So for you and the children, or you and the family, it's $116.29, and then we subtract what it costs for you, correct?
Yes, that will be the weekly. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So total, your insurance costs $343 a month. Your health insurance, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And then based on this, your dental insurance comes to $84.41 a month. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And since that is lower, the health insurance is lower, are you asking to provide the insurance for the kids?
Yes, ma'am.
What insurance company is this?
Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Okay. And is it something that she can use in the Dallas area?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, we move to admit Exhibit F2. I'm sorry, F3.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor. Excuse me.
Just so I'm just reading it sideways. I want to make sure it's medical is $116.29 and employee only is $37.13, right? And then
Yes, I'll flip it. There you go.
okay. And then yeah. 26.23 for medical and 6.75 by employee. Okay, I got you. Okay.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Submitted.
Okay, and then I'm going to show you, Christian, what's been marked as Exhibit F4. And do you recognize this document?
Yes, ma'am.
And this is an explanation of the benefits that your insurance covers. Is that correct?
It is correct. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said this insurance can be used locally?
It can be used in whole Texas or anywhere.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And where do you work?
I work I live in Houston and work in Sigma Food.
Okay. So these are your health insurance benefits and dental insurance benefits for Cigna. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Your Honor, at this time, move to admit Exhibit F3 and F4.
Any objections?
No, Your Honor.
That's admitted.
Thank you. And so you're in agreement with child support at $12.50 a month, but you're asking for it to start maybe December 1st.
Yes, ma'am. That will be
Okay. And you're asking to provide health insurance and dental insurance for your children. Is that correct?
yes, ma'am.
And with an order, you can get them on insurance in the next 30 days, right?
Yes, ma'am. As fast as today.
Okay. As fast as today. Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay.
Your Honor, may the state redirect?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Madera, have you, do you know if your children's current doctors are covered under your insurance plans?
I haven't seen it, the name of it.
So you've not checked to make sure that your children's doctors would be able to, your children's doctors are currently with your insurance plan?
The information hasn't been disclosed by the mom. No, ma'am.
You don't know your children's doctor's names?
No, ma'am. It hasn't been disclosed by the mom.
Okay. All right. Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Okay. Anything further, Ms. Palmer?
No, Your Honor, we rest.
Okay. All right. I'm going to confirm yeah, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. The state would like to, say that we filed special exceptions claiming affirmative defenses for the attorney fees filed by Ms. Palmer, and would like a ruling on that as well.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Your Honor, that was filed in error. I apologize for that. We're not seeking attorney's fees, but I understand. I understand.
It's standard language. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna confirm the CSRP as amended. So with changes, child support is going to be $1,250 a month, beginning December 1st. And then I mean, I know that's kind of insurance, kind of a 50-50 here. I've got to go with what's cheaper if it's a 50-50. Mr. Madera, you're going to be primarily responsible to carry health insurance and dental. You can show a copy of this order to your employer. You need to give Ms. Rubic a copy of your insurance card. Please put your hand down while I'm talking. And then you will need to check with you and Ms. Rubic need, if you don't know, which I'm not sure you do, about the providers, you need to talk to her, and you need to do some research on that, Mr. Madera, because you may have more access to your insurance than Ms. Rubic will have as you're being the employee and her not being the employee. So you'll need to do a research there. I know Blue Cross Blue Shield has a look up provider kind of website, and they will be able to show you the providers that are on their list. And so Mr. Madera, don't just leave it to Ms. Rubic to do that. You have to do that too. And that way she can have that information. It's a very easy website to use. I use it myself. All right. And then attorney's fees are denied. And so, Mr. Rubic, you're carrying health and dental insurance. You have 30 days to get Ms. Rubic a card. Ms. Rubic, if you want to continue to carry insurance on your own, that's fine. It's just that Mr. Madera will not be reimbursing you the cost for the premium. So if you want to have it as a secondary insurance, that's up to you. But I would like to see if Mr. Madera's insurance, which is a pretty big carrier, should have your providers listed on there. All right. And then if there's any unreimbursed costs that like copays or prescriptions or out network costs, then those are going to be split 50-50. That's something that needs to be evaluated as well, if that's an issue. but we don't know yet. All right, that'll be the order of the court. The Attorney General's office will draft the order. Ms. Palmer, I need you to email Ms. Jones, who's a court reporter, or give her your email. She can give you her email address if you don't have it already. She'll need you to email the exhibits to her so she can put those on record. All right. All right, then we're excused except for just the email address. Then y'all are excused and you can press leave to exit out. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
How do I get her email address?
It's my first and last name at Google, and then we can work on,
I'm not talking
I'm a
about you,
Texas
ma'am.
teacher.
I'm not talking about you, ma'am. I'm talking about the court reporter.
And then who will I follow up with my discrepancies with the order?
Ms. Jones, how do you want her, Ms. Palmer, to give you that information? Ms. Jones, I didn't hear you're having audio issues?
Oh,
Oh, okay.
okay.
All right.
I'll find it, Your Honor. I'll do some research and find her email address. I'll get a hold of her somehow.
Judge, if she wants, she can email it to me and I can forward it to Quinlan.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Can you put it in the chat to Ms. Palmer, your email address?
Yes.
Okay. All right, this is the order. I mean, there's not about discrepancies. This is what I'm ordering. That's what has to be followed. So there's nothing really else to call. That's what has to be done. I've already explained it. I may know you all may not like it, but that's the way it is.
No,
We
I'm
gotta
not
move on.
about liking it or not. It's not going to be followed through on his side, and there's a lot of due diligence that will impact my home. So whenever it's not followed and the follow-up comes back here, like how does that mitigate besides it being on me to follow through?
One of the part of the orders is that if Mr. Madera doesn't carry insurance, he's responsible for 100% of costs. So it'd be to his benefit to make sure it gets done.
That he reaches out to me, that he gives the information, that he does the legwork to me in making sure all the doctors and all the things, that it's all on his click plate, that it's not for me. I just want to make that very clear here.
need
So
to do that to him
in a
too.
certain amount of days when it's not done, that I'm not left with children without insurance because of the court's decision.
Okay, I'm not going to argue with Ms. Rubic. I don't.
Just
I'm
looking for
looking-
guidance.
I don't like your displeasure.
I can
Ms.
appreciate
Madera's
that in the
gonna have
court.
to- Excuse me?
I said I can appreciate that in the court.
Okay, Mr. Madera has to do that, and that means you also have to communicate as well with him.
Our
So I
court
don't know
order
if
says
there's
that we
an-
have
I
to
don't
do it
know if there's
on,
an issue. Excuse me, I'm talking. I don't know if there's an issue or not. Maybe Mr. Madera was lying. I don't know. I'm not trying to make a finding about that, but y'all two have to have a conversation. So Mr. Madera saying he's not sure who the providers are, then email him or talk to him, and then let's go from there. He can't research it if he doesn't have the information. I mean, that's the way it is. All right, I need to move on. I've got other people waiting. I've got a long day. All right, y'all are excused. You can press leave. Ms. Palmer, just hang on just for a moment while we sort out that. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Go ahead, Ms. Jones. Go ahead and leave and come back.